Chapter 1: The Coffee Catastrophe. Sweat trickled down my forehead as I hustled across campus, my backpack bouncing like it had a personal vendetta. First day of grad school, and I was already late for orientation. The sun blazed like it was auditioning for a disaster movie, and my t-shirt clung to me like a desperate ex. In my hand, a half-empty coffee cup sloshed dangerously, my one lifeline to surviving this morning. Then it happened. I rounded a corner, eyes glued to my phone's campus map, and slammed into a wall. Except it wasn't a wall. It was a guy. A tall, broad-shouldered guy in a pristine gray suit that probably cost more than my rent. My coffee cup betrayed me, splashing dark brown betrayal across his chest. "Oh no, no, no!" I yelped, stumbling back. "I'm so sorry! I didn't see you, I swear I—" The guy looked down at his ruined suit, then up at me. His eyes were dark, sharp, and unnervingly calm, like he was sizing me up for a chess match. A faint smirk tugged at his lips. "You okay there?" His voice was low, smooth, like he was narrating a documentary about coolness. "I'm fine, but your suit, oh God, it's expensive, isn't it? I'll pay for the dry cleaning, I promise." I fumbled for my wallet, hands shaking. "My name's Corey, by the way, 21, chemistry grad student, beta, and apparently a walking disaster." He raised an eyebrow, still smirking. "Dry cleaning, huh? You sure you're not the one who needs help? You're sweating buckets." I froze. Was he mocking me? My face burned, and not just from the heat. "I'm good, really. Just hot out, you know." I gestured vaguely at the sun, like it was my accomplice. He stepped closer, and I caught a whiff of something crisp, mint, maybe, with a smoky edge. An alpha's pheromone, no doubt. Betas like me don't have that kind of scent, just plain old sweat. He tilted his head, studying me like I was a lab specimen. "You look rattled. Need an alpha to calm you down?" My brain short-circuited. What? No, I'm fine. I'm a beta, I don't need calming." I waved my hands like I was warding off a bee. Alphas sometimes offer anxiety relief to omegas with their pheromones, but betas? We're the non-stick pans of the abial world. Nothing sticks, nothing sparks. His smirk widened, and he leaned in just enough to make my heart do a weird flip. "Is that so? Because I'm pretty sure I smell something on you. Sweet, like ripe peaches." I stared at him, mouth open. "Peaches? I don't have pheromones. I'm a beta, 100%, checked and certified." I was rambling now, my voice pitching higher. "Unless my deodorant's lying to me, which, okay, maybe it's cheap, but—" He chuckled, a deep sound that made my stomach twist. "Relax, kid. I'm teasing." He glanced at his watch, a sleek silver thing that screamed money. "Tell you what. Let's call it even if you give me your number. For the dry cleaning bill, of course." I nodded dumbly, scribbling my number on a crumpled receipt. My hands were still shaking, and I could feel my pulse hammering. Was it the heat, or was this guy's presence just that intense? "Here. And I'm really sorry again, Mr. Derek," he said, pocketing the receipt. "Just Derek." Before I could say more, the world tilted. My vision blurred, and my knees buckled. The last thing I heard was Derek's voice, sharp with concern. "Hey, you okay?" When I came to, I was on a cot in the campus health center, and dripping saline into my arm. The room smelled like antiseptic and regret. A nurse bustled over, checking my chart. "Heat exhaustion," she said. "You're lucky that professor brought you in." "Professor?" I croaked, my throat dry as sandpaper. "Derek Hawthorne, from the business school. Said you collapsed right in front of him." She gave me a knowing look. "He's quite the catch, isn't he?" My stomach dropped. Derek was Professor Hawthorne? The guy whose name floated around campus like a myth? I'd heard whispers about him. Young, brilliant, alpha, hotter than a summer wildfire. And I'd just baptized his suit with coffee. Perfect. I need to thank him, I mumbled, sitting up. My head spun, but I had to find him, apologize properly, maybe beg for mercy. The nurse waved a hand. "Oh, he said he'd swing by after his class to check on you. Just rest for now." Rest? My brain was doing cartwheels. I not only ruined a professor's suit but also passed out like a damsel in a bad rom-com. And what was that peach nonsense? Betas don't have sense like that. I'd had every test in the book, My glands don't produce pheromones. Period. The door creaked open, and there he was. Derek, minus the coffee-stained suit, now in a crisp navy blazer and white shirt, sleeves rolled up to show forearms that belonged in a gym ad. His glasses, thin silver frames, made him look like he'd stepped out of a GQ shoot. "You're awake," he said, leaning against the doorframe. "Feeling better?" I swallowed, my mouth suddenly drier than before. "Yeah, thanks to you. I'm so sorry about earlier, your suit, the fainting, all of it." He waved it off, but his eyes glinted with amusement. "No harm done. Well, except to my ego. Not every day I get doused and ditched." "Ditched?" I squeaked. "I passed out." "Details," he said, grinning. "So, Corey, how's a guy like you end up fainting on day one?" I flushed. He remembered my name? "Just bad luck. And maybe too much coffee, not enough water." He nodded, like he was filing that away. "Well, bad luck's gotta run out sometime. How about you make it up to me? There's a diner across campus." "My treat, but you're buying the story, tell me about yourself." I blinked. "You want me to have dinner with you? Unless you'd rather faint again," he teased, pushing off the doorframe. "Come on, I'm starving." My stomach chose that moment to growl, loud enough to echo in the room. I wanted to melt into the cot. Yeah, okay," I mumbled, cheeks burning. "But I'm paying. For the suit and, saving my life." Derek's laugh was warm, almost too warm. "Deal. But I'm warning you, I've got an appetite." As we left the health center, my mind raced. Why was a guy like Derek, alpha, professor, literal campus legend, bothering with me? And why did my heart keep doing that stupid flip every time he smiled? I was a beta, immune to alpha charm. Right? But as we walked toward the diner, his minty scent trailing behind him, I wasn't so sure anymore. Chapter 2: Burger Blunders and Bombshell Matches. The diner's neon sign buzzed like a lazy firefly, casting a warm glow over the cracked vinyl booths. Derek slid into one with the ease of a guy who owned every room he walked into, while I fumbled with my backpack, nearly knocking over a ketchup bottle. The place smelled of fries and faintly of his minty alpha scent, which was doing weird things to my concentration. "So," Derek said, scanning the laminated menu, "what's your deal, Corey? Besides coffee assaults and fainting spells?" I laughed nervously, my fingers twisting a napkin into origami roadkill. "Not much. Chem grad student, first week, still figuring out where the bathrooms are." My voice cracked, and I cringed. Why did I sound like a middle schooler at a talent show? He leaned back, one arm draped over the booth, his navy blazer stretching just enough to hint at the muscle underneath. "Chem, huh? Blowing stuff up or saving the world?" "More like spilling stuff and apologizing," I muttered, then caught his grin. "I mean, I'm into green energy, maybe batteries. Haven't picked a focus yet. Smart and clumsy. Dangerous combo." His eyes crinkled, and I swear my stomach did a backflip. "Me, I teach finance. Numbers, markets, the boring stuff." "Boring?" I raised an eyebrow, braving a sip of water. "Campus forums call you the Alpha Adonis of economics. That's not boring." He chuckled, low and warm. "Forums, huh? You been stalking me?" My face went tomato red. "No. I just heard things. You're kind of a legend." I wanted to dive under the table. Why did my mouth keep betraying me? "Legend's a stretch," he said, but his smirk said he wasn't hating the compliment. "Truth is, I keep a low profile. My dad's in government, big shot, lots of red tape. No photos online, no social media. Keeps the crazies away." I nodded, trying to process that. Government dad? That explained the aura of untouchable. Must be weird being a mystery. My family's just normal. We run a grocery chain, Greenleaf Markets. Nothing fancy. "Greenleaf?" He raised an eyebrow. "I've shopped there. Solid produce. You're practically royalty." I snorted, relaxing a fraction. "Yeah, right. Royalty of canned beans." The waitress dropped off our burgers, his stacked with bacon, mine drowning in cheese, and I dove in, grateful for the distraction. Derek watched me, amused, like I was a puppy with a new toy. "Ever been in love, Corey?" he asked, out of nowhere, mid-bite. I choked, a fry lodging in my throat. "W what?" I coughed, grabbing my water. "No. Never. I'm, not great at people. My cheeks burned. You. He leaned forward, elbows on the table, his gaze steady. Nope. Never found the right one. His voice was casual, but something in his eyes made my pulse stutter. I scoffed, wiping ketchup off my chin. Come on. You. Single? With that face? I froze, realizing I just called him hot. To his face. Kill me now. He grinned unfazed. This face hasn't met anyone worth keeping. Yet. His tone was light, but the yet hung in the air like a challenge. I shoved fries in my mouth to avoid responding, my brain screaming, he's flirting. Or mocking. Or both. The conversation shifted to safer ground, classes, campus quirks, but I kept stealing glances at him. His jawline could cut glass, and the way he laughed, all easy confidence, was unfair. No wonder Omegas swooned over him. Me? I was just a beta, no pheromones, no spark. So why was he here, humoring me? As we finished, my phone buzzed. I glanced at it, expecting a spam text, but my blood ran cold. A government alert from the marriage matching system. Dear Corey Ellis, congratulations. Your optimal match has been selected. Please confirm within 30 days. Click to view. Derek Hawthorne, male, Alpha, 31. I stared at the screen, then at Derek, who was signing the check with a pen that probably cost more than my laptop. My heart jackhammered. This has to be a glitch. I blurted. He looked up, curious. What's up? I shoved the phone at him, hands trembling. The matching system. It says you're my match. But that's impossible, right? I'm a beta. You're you? This is a prank, isn't it? Derek's eyes flicked to the screen, then back to me. His expression was unreadable for a second, then he leaned back, crossing his arms. A prank? Nah, the system's pretty legit. I got the same alert this afternoon. My jaw dropped. You knew? He shrugged, a ghost of a smile playing on his lips. Suspected. When I saw you this morning, I thought, maybe the system's onto something. I gaped, words failing me. But I'm a beta. I don't have pheromones. You said you smelled peaches or whatever, that's not a thing. He leaned forward, voice dropping. Maybe not pheromones. Maybe it's you. Ever heard of exocrine scents? Everyone's got one, beta or not. Yours is distracting. His eyes locked on mine, and I swear the diner's AC stopped working. I shook my head, flustered. That's not a thing. I got tested. My glands are duds. You're messing with me. My voice was shrill, and I hated it. Derek's smile softened, almost gentle. I'm not. Look, I was surprised too. But the system matches on more than just pheromones, genes, personality, the works. Maybe it sees something we don't. I stared at my empty plate, mind racing. The system was supposed to be foolproof, pairing people based on compatibility scores. But me, a nobody beta, with Derek Hawthorne? It was like pairing a bicycle with a Ferrari. So, what now? I asked, barely above a whisper. He tilted his head, studying me. We've got 30 days to figure it out. No pressure. But I'm curious, Corey. You game to see where this goes? My throat tightened. Was he serious? This was Derek, Alpha, Professor, way out of my league. But his eyes were warm, not mocking, and for some stupid reason, I wanted to say yes. Maybe. I mumbled, my face hotter than the diner's grill. But if this is a scam, I'm billing you for emotional distress. He laughed, loud and genuine, and the sound did something dangerous to my chest. Deal. But I'm holding you to that dinner story, Corey. I want the full saga next time. As we left the diner, his shoulder brushed mine, and that minty scent hit me again. My heart skipped and I cursed it. Betas don't fall for alphas. That's not how this works. But as Derek waved goodnight, his smile lingering, I wasn't so sure anymore. Chapter 3: Campus Whispers and Sneaky Escapes. The dorm smelled like microwave popcorn and regret as I stumbled in, my head still spinning from the diner. Derek's smile, that minty scent, the marriage match alert, it was too much. I flopped onto my bed, staring at the ceiling like it held the answers to my existential crisis. Yo, Corey, you look like you saw a ghost, Harvey said, sprawled on his bed with a bag of chips. My roommate, a fellow beta with a grin that screamed trouble, crunched loudly. Spill. What's got you all googly-eyed? I groaned, rubbing my face. It's complicated. I hesitated, then caved. Harvey's nosiness was relentless. The matching system paired me with someone. Like today. He sat up, chips flying. No way. Opening day and you're already engaged? Who's the lucky guy? Or girl? Spill the tea, man. I winced at his volume. Keep it down. It's a guy. An alpha. But it's probably a glitch. I wasn't ready to drop Derek's name. Harvey would lose it if he knew I was matched with Professor Hawthorne. An alpha? Harvey whistled, smirking. Bold move, system. Bet he's hot. Got a pic? Nope, I said too quickly. It's private. He's private. I grabbed a chip, avoiding his eyes. Anyway, I'm meeting him tomorrow to talk it out. No big deal. Harvey snorted. No big deal? Dude, you're blushing like a rom-com lead. You like him already, don't you? Shut up, I muttered, chucking a pillow at him. But my face burned. Did I like Derek? He was charming, sure, but I was a beta, immune to alpha voodoo. Right. Still, the way he'd said curious at the diner stuck with me, like a song I couldn't shake. The next day, I stood outside the business school, fidgeting by a coffee vending machine. Derek had a class till noon, so we'd agreed to grab lunch off campus. My stomach churned, and not just from hunger. What was I doing, playing house with a professor? I tugged my hoodie's drawstrings, trying to look casual, but my heart was doing somersaults. The building's glass doors swung open, and a gaggle of students spilled out, all Omegas by the looks of their glossy hair and confident struts. They were chattering about Derek, their Derek, the finance god, with a smile that could melt glaciers. I shrank behind a potted fern, my beta instinct screaming to stay invisible. Then it happened. Two of the Omegas zeroed in on me, their eyes narrowing like I'd stolen their lunch. Hey you, one said, a brunette with a glare sharper than her eyeliner. What are you doing, creeping around? You one of those paparazzi wannabes? I blinked, clutching my phone. What? No. I'm just waiting for someone. My voice cracked, and I cursed my nerves. Why did I always sound guilty? The other Omega, a redhead, crossed her arms. Waiting, huh? Then why were you hiding? We've had creeps snapping Derek's pics all week. Show us your phone. My jaw dropped. I'm not snapping anything. Look. I thrust my phone at them, open to my boring home screen. See? No photos. I'm just a chem student, okay? They exchanged a glance, then softened. Fine, the brunette said, flipping her hair. Sorry. It's just. Derek's a big deal, you know? Everyone wants a piece of him. Bet he's gonna marry some elite Omega, like from a political dynasty or something. Yeah, the redhead sighed dreamily. Whoever snags him better be drop-dead gorgeous. No offense, but a beta wouldn't stand a chance. My stomach twisted. They didn't know I was Derek's match, but their words hit like a sucker punch. A beta like me, with no pheromones, no flair, paired with Derek? It sounded like a cosmic joke. I forced a laugh. Yeah, totally. I'm just meeting a friend. Gotta go. I bolted before they could say more, my confidence crumbling. By the time I reached the vending machine again, my phone buzzed. Derek, class ran late. Meet me at the front gate. I stared at the text, my thumb hovering. Those Omega's words echoed, elite Omega, drop-dead gorgeous. Derek deserved that, not a sweaty beta who fainted in public. Maybe I should cancel, save us both the embarrassment. But then I pictured his grin, the way he teased me about peaches, and my resolve wobbled. I texted back, stomachs acting up. Can you meet me at the gate now? A lie, but I couldn't risk being seen with him here, not after that Omega ambush. I jogged to the campus entrance, dodging curious glances, and spotted Derek leaning against a sleek black sedan, his blazer swapped for a fitted sweater that did unfair things to his shoulders. You okay? He asked, straightening as I approached, his eyes scanning me. You look flushed. I waved a hand, ducking into the passenger seat to hide my guilt. Yeah, just ran here. All good. My voice was too high, and I cringed. Lying to an alpha? Bold move, Corey. He slid into the driver's seat, his minty scent filling the car. Hope you're hungry. There's a taco joint nearby, best guac in town. He started the engine, glancing at me. Unless your stomach's still off? Nope, I'm starving, I said too eagerly. My stomach growled on cue, and I wanted to evaporate. Derek just chuckled, pulling onto the road. At the taco shop, we grabbed a corner booth, the air thick with cumin and cilantro. I buried myself in my burrito, avoiding his gaze. He was too perfect, sharp jaw, easy laugh, the kind of guy who belonged on a billboard, not across from a nobody like me. So, he said, popping a chip in his mouth, you've had a day to process the match thing. Thoughts? I froze, salsa dripping onto my plate. It's a lot. I mean, you're you and I'm me. Doesn't it feel weird? My voice was small, and I hated it. He tilted his head, studying me. Weird how? The system's got a 90% success rate. It's not just pheromones, it's compatibility. You're smart, funny, a little chaotic. He grinned. I like chaotic. My heart did a stupid flip, but those Omega's words clawed at me. Yeah, but you could have anyone. Someone flashier. I gestured vaguely, hoping he'd drop it. His smile faded, just a fraction. Flashy's overrated. I'm here, aren't I? His tone was light, but his eyes held mine, like he was daring me to argue. I swallowed, nodding. Okay. I'm in. Let's try it. Like dating or whatever. The words tumbled out before I could stop them, and my face burned. Derek's grin returned brighter. Dating, huh? I can work with that. But I'm warning you, Corey, I'm a tough critic. You better bring your A game. I laughed, tension easing. Oh, please. You're the one who's gotta keep up with me. As we bantered, my phone stayed silent, but my mind didn't. Dating Derek sounded thrilling, but those Omegas were right, people would talk. I'd have to keep this quiet, at least on campus. No way was I letting rumors ruin this before it even started. Chapter 4: Tacos, Tangles, and a Tighter Bond. The city lights blurred past as Derek's car hummed along, the radio playing some jazzy tune that matched his effortless cool. We'd been dating for 2 weeks now, sneaking off campus for dinners, late-night ice cream runs, and one memorable arcade night where I'd obliterated him at claw machines. He'd laughed, handing me a stuffed dinosaur with a mock bow. You're a menace, Corey. I'd grinned like an idiot, clutching that dino every night since. Tonight, we were at a hole-in-the-wall taqueria, the kind with plastic tablecloths and salsa that could start a fire. My plate was a graveyard of carnitas, and Derek was halfway through his third taco, somehow making messy eating look refined. His sweater hugged his arms just right, and I tried not to stare. Tried. So, he said, wiping his hands, I was thinking. This weekend, how about we get out of town? There's a hot spring resort a couple hours away. Private pools, great views. His eyes twinkled. Perfect for relaxing. My fork froze midair. Hot springs? With Derek? My brain conjured images of steam, bare shoulders, and his minty scent dialed up to 11. That sounds awesome, I said, voice cracking. I'm free, I think. Unless my advisor dumps a lab on me. He grinned, leaning forward. Don't worry about that. I know Professor Carter, your advisor, right? I'll give him a heads up, make sure you're clear. My stomach did a weird lurch, not from the tacos. You'd talk to him? Like about us? The idea of Derek outing our thing to my advisor made my palms sweat. Campus was already a rumor mill. Those Omegas from last week still haunted me, their words about elite matches, for Derek looping in my head. A beta like me? I'd be a punchline. Derek's brow furrowed, catching my tone. Why not? Carter's a good guy. He'd be happy for you. He paused, setting down his drink. Unless you're not cool with people knowing. I fidgeted, shredding a napkin. It's not that. It's just, you're you. People expect you to be with someone flashier. An Omega, probably. If they find out about us, they'll think. I stopped, my face burning. Think what? His voice was calm, but there was an edge, like he was bracing for something. I swallowed, my mouth dry. Like maybe you settled. Or you've got some issue. I cringed, the words sounding worse out loud. Not that I think that. But people talk, you know? Derek's jaw tightened, and for a second, I thought I'd blown it. Then he leaned back, crossing his arms. An issue, huh? Like what, Corey? Spell it out. My heart pounded. No turning back now. Like maybe you can't, You know, with omegas. Physically. I wanted to melt into the floor. I don't care if it's true. I'm just saying, people might assume. He burst out laughing, a deep, rolling sound that startled the couple at the next table. Oh, Corey, he wheezed, wiping his eyes. You're killing me. You think I'm defective because I'm into you? I glared, mortified. It's not funny. I'm serious. You're this perfect alpha, and I'm just me. People will wonder why you'd pick a beta. His laughter faded, and he leaned forward, eyes locking on mine. Corey, I picked you because you're you. Not because I'm settling or because I've got some secret flaw. The system matched us for a reason, and I'm not hiding it. Are you? My throat tightened. Was I? I'd been dodging him on campus, lying about stomach issues, to avoid being seen together. I don't know, I admitted, voice small. I just don't want you to get flack for being with me. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. You're worried about my reputation? That's sweet, but I can handle it. His voice softened. Look, if you're not ready to go public, I'll respect that. But I'm not ashamed of you. Never will be. My chest ached, a mix of guilt and something warmer. Okay, I mumbled. I'll think about it. And the hot springs sound great. Let's do it. His grin returned, softer this time. That's my guy. I'll book it. You just bring that chaotic energy. He reached across the table, brushing my hand. My skin tingled, and for once, I didn't flinch at the contact. Progress. Back in his car, the mood was lighter, but a nagging weight lingered. Derek was humming to the radio, one hand on the wheel, when he glanced at me. You good? You've been quiet. Yeah, just full. I lied, staring out the window. The truth was, I'd messed up. He'd been nothing but open, and I'd basically accused him of being broken. Classy, Corey? He pulled into the campus lot, the engine idling. Corey, he said, turning to face me. If I pushed too hard back there, I'm sorry. I like you? A lot. And I don't want you second-guessing this. My heart skipped. You didn't push, I said quickly. I'm the one who's sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound like, you know. I gestured vaguely, my face hot. He chuckled, unbuckling his seatbelt. Let's call it even. But I'm proving you wrong about that issue thing. Fair warning. His tone was teasing, but his eyes held a spark that made my pulse race. Before I could respond, he leaned across the console, his face inches from mine. You okay with this? He murmured, his breath warm. I nodded, my voice gone. He closed the gap, wrapping me in a hug that was all strength and minty warmth. My heart thundered, but it wasn't fear. It was something electric, something I didn't hate. His arms tightened, and I melted into him, my usual touch-averse instincts nowhere to be found. See? He whispered, pulling back just enough to meet my eyes. No issues here. I laughed, shaky but real. Okay, fine. You win this round. He grinned, brushing a thumb across my cheek. Get some sleep, Corey. I'll text you about the weekend. I climbed out, legs wobbly, and he waited until I reached the dorm entrance before driving off. Inside, Harvey was sprawled on the couch, playing some loud video game. Yo, lover boy, he called, not looking up. How's your alpha prince? Shut up, I muttered, but I was smiling. For the first time, I didn't care if Harvey teased me. Derek liked me, not some fantasy omega. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could be enough. But as I lay in bed, clutching that stuffed dinosaur, those omega's voices crept back. No beta stands a chance. I pushed them away, focusing on Derek's hug, his laugh. This was real. I just had to trust it. Chapter 5: Jealousy Jolt at the Airport. My sneakers squeaked on the airport's polished floor as I paced near the arrivals gate, clutching a bouquet of sunflowers like a nervous prom date. Derek's flight from some fancy finance conference was due any minute, and I decided to surprise him, my first big, boyfriend, move. 2 weeks of sneaking around campus had me itching to do something bold, but now, with every passing traveler eyeballing my flowers, I was second-guessing everything. I checked my phone for the 10th time. Flight landed. My heart did a jittery tap dance. What if he thought this was cheesy? What if I looked like a clingy idiot? I adjusted my hoodie, trying to play it cool, when the crowd parted, and there he was, Derek, in a sharp black suit, rolling a sleek suitcase. But he wasn't alone. A tall, icy blonde woman in a matching blazer strode beside him, her suitcase identical to his. My stomach plummeted. Who was she? They were chatting, heads close, her laugh sharp and confident. I froze, sunflowers drooping in my grip. Derek hadn't mentioned a travel buddy. Were those suitcases couple's luggage? My brain spiraled. 2 weeks of tacos and hugs, and he was already two-timing me? I gripped the flowers tighter, torn between storming over and bolting. Then Derek spotted me. His face lit up, eyes crinkling. Corey? He quickened his pace, leaving the woman behind. What are you doing here? I forced a smile, my voice tight. Surprise. Thought I'd welcome you back. I thrust the sunflowers at him, avoiding the woman's gaze as she caught up. She grinned, all perfect teeth and poise. Oh, you're Corey! Derek's told me about you, so cute. Her voice was warm, but I bristled. Cute? Like I was a puppy? I'm Ellen, Derek's business partner. You must be the famous Fiancé. Fiancé? I echoed, my brain lagging. Derek's arms slid around my shoulders, and I caught his minty scent, grounding me despite the chaos in my head. Yup, Derek said, squeezing me. Corey, Ellen's from the firm. We co-founded it back in grad school. He took the sunflowers, his grin softening. These for me? You're full of surprises. I nodded, cheeks burning, but my eyes flicked to their suitcases. Same brand, same logo, some fancy Drake and Sons emblem. Ellen caught me staring and laughed. Oh, the luggage? Company swag. We all got 'em for client trips. No romance here, promise, my boyfriend's picking me up. Relief flooded me, but embarrassment followed fast. I'd almost had a meltdown over luggage. Cool, I mumbled, shoving my hands in my pockets. Good to meet you. Derek's eyes narrowed, like he sensed my earlier panic. You okay? He asked, steering me toward the exit as Ellen waved goodbye, her boyfriend pulling up in a shiny SUV. Yeah, just tired, I lied, ducking into his car. The leather seats creaked as I sank in, avoiding his gaze. He set the sunflowers carefully in the back, then slid behind the wheel. Tired, huh? His tone was teasing, but there was a question in it. You sure it's not because you thought I was rolling with a side piece? My face flamed. What? No, I didn't. I stopped, his smirk telling me I was busted. Okay, fine. The suitcases threw me. They looked couple-y. He laughed, starting the engine. Couple-y? Corey, you're jealous? He sounded delighted, which was both annoying and stupidly endearing. For the record, Ellen's like my sister. And these? He tapped his suitcase in the trunk. Standard issue for the firm. I'm all yours. I groaned, sinking lower in my seat. I'm an idiot. Sorry. It's just, you're you, and I'm still wrapping my head around this. I gestured vaguely between us, my insecurity leaking out. Derek's hand found mine, his thumb brushing my knuckles. Hey, I get it. This is new for me too. But I'm not going anywhere. His voice was steady, and my chest loosened, just a bit. So, I said, desperate to pivot, you co-founded a firm? Like, a big deal finance firm? You didn't mention that. I raised an eyebrow, half impressed, half intimidated. Professor, Alpha, and a mogul? The gap between us felt wider than ever. He shrugged, eyes on the road. It's just work. Me and some college buddies started Drake and Sons a while back. Keeps me busy when I'm not grading papers. He glanced at me, smirking. What, you thought I just lectured and looked pretty? I snorted, relaxing. Pretty's a stretch. Passable, maybe. His laugh filled the car, and I grinned despite myself. We grabbed drive-through burgers, eating in the parking lot as the sun dipped low. I confessed my airport freakout, and he teased me mercilessly, mimicking my jealous glare, until I chucked a fry at him. You're the worst, I said, but my heart wasn't in it. His hand rested on my knee, warm and steady, and I didn't pull away. Hot springs this weekend, he reminded me, popping a fry in his mouth. You still in? No more suitcase conspiracies? Definitely in, I said, bolder now. But if you show up with another matching luggage buddy, I'm keeping the sunflowers. Deal, he chuckled, leaning over to ruffle my hair. My pulse spiked, but it was the good kind of spike, the kind that made me want to lean closer. Back at the dorm, Harvey was sprawled on his bed, scrolling through his phone. Well, well, he drawled, eyeing my goofy grin. How's your Alpha King? You look like you just won the lottery. Shut up, I said, flopping onto my bed. But I couldn't stop smiling. He's good. Really good. Harvey sat up, smirking. Oh, Spill. Did you kiss him yet? Don't lie, your face is screaming Smooch City. I threw a pillow at him, my cheeks burning. We hugged, okay? And maybe a cheek thing. It's not a big deal. Except it was. That hug at the airport, his arms around me, it had felt like a promise. And yeah, I dreamed about kissing him, his lips soft and minty. Not that I'd tell Harvey that. Cheek thing? Harvey cackled. You're hopeless. Bet you're planning your hot spring makeout already. Get a life. I muttered, but my mind was already there. Steam, Derek's smile, maybe a real kiss. My stomach flipped, and not from the burger. I grabbed my phone, texting Derek, thanks for not having a secret girlfriend. See you Saturday. His reply was instant, no secret girlfriends, just a jealous beta. Can't wait. A winking emoji followed, and I groaned, burying my face in my pillow. Harvey's laughter echoed, but I didn't care. Derek was mine, at least for now. And I was starting to think I could handle that. Chapter 6: Steam and Surprises. Anticipation buzzed in my veins like a sugar high as Derek's car wound through the dark, tree-lined roads to the hot spring resort. The dashboard glowed softly, casting shadows on his face, sharp jaw, easy smile, and those eyes that kept stealing glances at me. 2 hours from campus, and I was already a mess, my fingers drumming on my knee. Hot springs with Derek. Alone. My brain was a chaotic playlist of excitement and panic. We pulled into the resort, a cozy sprawl of cabins and lantern-lit paths. Our private suite had a secluded hot tub in a walled garden, the water steaming under the stars. I dropped my bag inside, barely registering the plush bed or sleek decor. My eyes were on that tub. This place is unreal, I said, voice a little too high. Derek grinned, loosening his tie. Told you it'd be worth the drive. You gonna jump in or just stare? He was already shrugging off his jacket, and I swallowed hard. Relax, Corey. It's just a soak. I changed into swim trunks in the bathroom, my reflection looking more nervous than I'd hoped. Beta or not, I wasn't built like Derek, no chiseled abs or alpha swagger. But he'd pick me, right? I took a deep breath and stepped outside. The hot tub bubbled invitingly, and I slid in, the heat melting my tension. Oh man, I groaned, sinking deeper. This is heaven. Derek emerged a minute later, bathrobe open to reveal swim trunks and a physique that should have been illegal. Broad shoulders, tight abs, a faint trail of hair disappearing below his waistband. I stared, then snapped my eyes to the water, cheeks burning. He chuckled, easing in beside me. Like the view? Shut up, I muttered, splashing him. The water rippled, and his arm brushed mine, sending a jolt through me. His minty scent was stronger now, smoky and sharp, like a campfire of peppermint. I leaned back, trying to play it cool, but my heart was sprinting. You smell that? I asked, half joking. Your pheromones are, like, taking over. Mint overload. He raised an eyebrow, shifting closer. You're picking up my pheromones? That's new. His voice was low, teasing. Maybe you're not as beta as you think. I scoffed, but my pulse skipped. No way. I'm beta through and through. But maybe it's that exocrine thing you mentioned. I smell you. I leaned in, sniffing dramatically near his neck. Yup. Minty fresh. His laugh was deep, vibrating through the water. Careful, Corey. You're playing with fire. His hand rested on my knee under the water, and I didn't flinch. Progress. Instead, I felt a spark, warm and reckless. Fire, huh? I grinned, bolder than usual. Maybe I'm into it. The words slipped out, and I froze, but Derek's eyes darkened, a slow smile spreading. Oh, you're definitely into it. He leaned closer, his breath warm on my cheek. Question is, how much? His fingers traced lazy circles on my knee, and my brain short-circuited. The steam, his scent, the heat, it was too much. I turned, our faces inches apart. I want to find out, I whispered, heart hammering. He didn't hesitate, closing the gap. His lips met mine, soft at first, then hungry, tasting of mint and something deeper. I kissed back, clumsy but eager, my hands finding his shoulders. The water sloshed as he pulled me closer, my legs straddling his lap, and oh. I pulled back, gasping. Wait, wait, wait. You're. I glanced down, then up, eyes wide. You're not defective. Derek's laugh was low, almost predatory. Defective? Never said I was. His hand settled on my hips, steadying me. You assumed, and I let you. More fun that way. I gaped, half laughing, half mortified. You jerk. I thought, ugh, you let me think you couldn't, you know. I splashed him again, but my grin betrayed me. His strength, his heat, it was overwhelming, and I wasn't hating it. Couldn't what? He teased, pulling me back in. This? He kissed me again, deeper, and I melted, my body buzzing. The water churned as things escalated, his hands roaming, my trunk slipping off. His pheromones flooded my senses, mint and smoke, and I was drowning in it. You okay? He murmured between kisses, checking in. Yeah. I panted, voice shaky. Don't stop. My usual touch of herself was gone, replaced by a Corey who craved more. But as things heated up, I tensed, a flicker of doubt creeping in. You're sure this is okay? I'm not. I mean, I'm just Corey, he said, firm, cupping my face. You're perfect. Stop worrying. His kiss silenced my fears, and I let go, lost in him. Hours later, I was sprawled on the bed, sore in places I didn't know could ache. Derek, infuriatingly chipper, was massaging my back with warm oil, his hands magic. You're gonna survive, he teased, kneading a knot. First time's always intense. Intense? I groaned into the pillow. I'm dead. You're a liar and a menace. But I was smiling, my body humming with a new kind of ease. No coldness, no recoil, just warmth. Liar? He leaned down, kissing my shoulder. I never lied. You built that defective story all by yourself. His voice softened. But I'm glad we cleared that up. I rolled over, meeting his eyes. You're the worst. But I'm glad too. I hesitated, then reached for his hand. You really like me? Like for real? His gaze was steady, unguarded. Corey, I've liked you since I saw you 4 years ago. He paused, like he'd said too much. You were a freshman, running around at some campus event, all chaotic energy. I was a guest speaker. Couldn't take my eyes off you. My jaw dropped. For years? Why didn't you say anything? You were dating someone, he said, shrugging. And I was older, established. Didn't want to mess with your life. But when I saw your name in the matching system, I knew it was fate. He pulled out his phone, showing me his profile. Under partner preferences, it read Corey Ellis, male, beta. I stared, my throat tight. You picked me. On purpose. My eyes stung, and I blinked hard. That's kind of stupid, you know. What if I'd said no? He smiled, brushing my hair back. I'd have waited. Or stalked you at coffee shops till you caved. He kissed my forehead. You're worth it. My chest ached, the good kind. I grabbed my phone, hands shaky, and hit confirm match on the system's alert. There, I said, voice thick. You're stuck with me now. Derek's grin was brighter than the stars outside. Good. Now get some sleep, fiancé. We've got a big weekend ahead. I laughed, pulling him down beside me. For once, my doubts were quiet, drowned out by his warmth and that stupid, perfect minty scent. Chapter 7, Promises Over Pancakes. Sunlight sneaked through the dorm blinds, painting stripes across my bed where I lay, grinning like a fool. The hot spring weekend with Derek had rewired my brain, no more hiding, no more second-guessing. I was all in, and it felt like flying. My phone buzzed with a text from him, morning, fiancé. Pancakes at the diner? My treat. I shot back a hell yeah and bolted to get ready, my heart doing cartwheels. The campus buzzed with Monday energy as I walked to the diner, Derek's hand in mine. No hoodie to hide in, no dodging curious stares. Let them look. His minty scent wrapped around me, and I caught a few wide-eyed glances from passing students. Yeah, that's right, I thought, smirking. This alpha's mine. Inside, the diner smelled of syrup and bacon. We slid into our usual booth, and Derek nudged my foot under the table, his grin boyish. You're glowing, he teased, flipping open the menu. Hot springs work some magic? I rolled my eyes, but my cheeks warmed. You're the magic jerk. Also, I'm starving, so order fast. The waitress took our order, pancake stacks for both of us, and I leaned back, savoring the ease between us. No more beta baggage, just us. So, Derek said, sipping coffee. I talked to Carter yesterday. Told him about us. My fork froze midair, a blueberry dangling. He chuckled at my panic. Relax. He's thrilled. Said you're lucky to snag me. I snorted, recovering. Lucky? Please, you're the one who stalked me for 4 years. I kicked his shin lightly, and he laughed, the sound warming me more than the coffee. But a tiny voice nagged, Carter knowing meant others would too. Was I ready for the rumors? Back at the dorm, Harvey was sprawled on his bed, headphones blaring. He yanked them off when he saw me. Dude, you're back. How was the steamy getaway? His smirk was pure mischief. I flopped onto my bed, grinning. Amazing. And I confirmed the match. We're, officially engaged. Saying it out loud felt wild, like I jumped off a cliff and landed on clouds. Harvey's jaw dropped, then he whooped, tossing a sock at me. No way! From single beta to engaged to an alpha god? You're living a rom-com, man! He leaned forward, eyes glinting. Spill. Did you know? He waggled his eyebrows. I threw the sock back, laughing. None of your business. But yeah, it was good. Understatement of the century. Derek's kisses, his hands, that minty heat, it was everything I'd been scared to want. He's kind of perfect, Harvey. It's freaking me out. He snorted, tossing a chip in his mouth. Perfect's boring. Bet he snores or leaves dishes in the sink. You're gonna be fine. His teasing grounded me, and I realized how much I'd leaned on him these past weeks. Beta solidarity, I guess. Later, Derek insisted on meeting Carter with me, a proper introduction, as my fiancé. We walked to the chem building, his hand brushing mine, and I didn't pull away. Carter's office was cluttered with journals, but his smile was warm when he saw us. Corey, you didn't mention you were dating a legend, he said, shaking Derek's hand. Congrats, both of you. Thanks. I mumbled, my face hot. Derek's arm around my shoulders felt like armor, and for once, I didn't care who saw. Carter chatted about my research, but his nod of approval stuck with me. No judgment, just support. Maybe I'd been wrong about the rumor mill. That night, we hit the diner again, our booth feeling like home. Pancakes arrived, fluffy and drowning in syrup, and Derek stole a bite from my plate, grinning. So, he said, leaning forward, we've got 30 days to plan a wedding. Or at least a registration. Thoughts? I nearly choked on my orange juice. Wedding? Slow down, Kalba. I'm still processing the fiancé thing. But my heart raced, not from fear but excitement. What's it gonna be like? Us married? He leaned back, eyes soft. You, me, a place near campus, maybe my loft, maybe a new spot if you want. Breakfast like this, arguing over who hogs the blankets. You'll be in the lab, I'll be grading papers, and we'll figure it out. Together. His voice was steady, painting a future I could see. I swallowed, my throat tight. Sounds nice? But what if people talk? About me being a beta, I mean. The old worry crept in, quieter now but still there. Derek reached across, taking my hand. Let them talk. You're not just a beta, Corey. You're you, the guy who spills coffee, wins at claw machines, and makes me laugh like nobody else. I don't care what anyone thinks. I want you. My chest ached, the good kind. Okay, I said, voice thick. But I'm not moving in if you're a blanket hog. He laughed, loud and bright. Deal. But I'm warning you, I'm a cuddler. His foot nudged mine, and I grinned, my doubts dissolving like sugar in coffee. As we ate, I stole glances at him, his messy hair, the way he licked syrup off his thumb. I'd spent weeks scared I wasn't enough, but here, with him, I felt like I could be. Impulsively, I leaned across the table, kissing him quick and soft. His eyes widened, then crinkled with a smile. What was that for? For being you, I said, cheeks burning. The diner faded, just us and that minty warmth. My phone buzzed, and I glanced at it, a confirmation from the marriage system, match accepted. Schedule your registration. I showed Derek, and his grin matched mine. Guess we're doing this, he said, stealing another bite of my pancake. You ready, Corey Ellis? I kicked him under the table, laughing. Ready as I'll ever be, Derek Hawthorne. And for the first time, I meant it. No more running, no more doubts. Just us, pancakes, and a future I couldn't wait to start.